Hey everybody, it's Mike for Faraday Research. It is Monday. If you haven't become a member, bottom right hand corner, also at the end of the video, give me a thumbs up. Today's demonstration is going to be basically Nikola Tesla's radiant energy collector. It's slightly modified, I'll explain that in a second. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, bottom right hand corner, also in the description below is my links for my Patreon and my PayPal donate. So let's get into it. So basically what the Tesla's radiant energy collection system is basically the Tesla one wire system. So I kind of modified this a little bit to actually do the demo today. So the atmospheric electricity, so you would need a giant loop antenna, fairly well insulated and up on a pole probably about 20 to 30 feet in the air. That loop antenna would come back, which I'm using the plasma bulb to actually create 1.5 kilovolts of electrostatic discharge. So I'm using the plasma ball as that antenna. So don't worry about that. This is just to show you the circuit and how it's done. So I kind of made a little modification. I'm going to turn it on because I want to get the light going here. So I got the plasma bulb. So from the plasma ball, I got one wire that's connected to this large coil of wire, 24 gauge. It's probably about, I think it's about 800 turns. It's about 12 inches long. And that wire comes out, and then, now this is one wire. So it's one wire attached to the antenna, which you would have the huge antenna array. That one wire comes down, goes through a high voltage full wave bridge rectifier. So the wire that's coming from the coil goes to one side of the AC, and then the other side of the AC will go to ground, which I've linked it up actually to the stove. That's my earth ground. The better the earth ground, the better. You're going to want to pump in a 5 to a 6 foot copper pipe in the ground. So from there, it's one wire. So now we just have to tap off it. So we got the DC positive, DC negative, and that goes straight to this capacitor. As you can see right now, our voltage is climbing at a pretty good rate. And as you can see, the light is actually turned on already. So we do have power. So from basically the bridge rectifier goes to the capacitor, which is 60 volt at 12,000 microfarad. I'll just turn the lights back on here because I wanted to show you that the light is lit. And as you can see, it's consistently going higher. And that's how easy it is, folks. It is not hard. This is the Tesla one-wire system, basically from the source or the huge antenna array. Put it through a nice Tesla coil, just a secondary, basically. That's all I'm using. So it's going in, coming out, going to the bridge rectifier of one side of the AC. The other side of the AC goes to earth ground. All right. Then you pick up your AC and DC coming off that rectifier and put it right into a nice size capacitor. See, we're already at 19, almost 20 volts, so I'm going to have to flip the switch here in a second. And we're at 20 volts. So it's extremely easy to do. It is not a hard circuit. And that's basically Tesla's one wire system in his radiant energy collector. So static electricity from the air, we're using the plasma ball to create that for us. And the one wire system, it's so easy. You can add an extra diode on the actually on the ground in this direction, not in this direction towards ground, in the opposite direction, because what we're going to do is that we're actually pulling electrons from the ground and adding it to the circuit. So Yeah, it's a very interesting little circuit. It's so easy to do. Look, I'm already at 21 volts and it's still climbing. I had it up at 25, almost 26 volts before I did the video today. Again, if you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. Also, I got my PayPal donate and my Patreon. If you like what I'm doing, I like to do a bit of variety of stuff. I've been working on the one wire system off the Renegade device. I've been working on that. I'll be doing more videos of that this week. So, very important though, don't use a regular rectifier. You got to get a high voltage diodes and make the rectifier with that. If you don't, you're going to just fry your rectifier. I added one extra rectifier from this capacitor just before it goes to the light. So to make sure that signal is 100% AC and DC voltage that's hitting the bulb or whatever load you want to put on it. You could charge batteries. It could charge pretty much anything you can imagine. Look at that. It's 22 volts still climbing. So very easily, if you have large property, set up 4 poles, put a nice big copper wire in between all the way around as a loop antenna, and then hook this circuit up to it. And guess what? You got free energy, people. It's as simple as that. It is not hard. It is such the easiest circuit in the world. As long as you got a good earth ground with a diode facing back towards the circuit, it's going to start pulling electrons from earth ground and add it to the system. Because you got a static potential coming in, it's going to want to attract electrons from the ground. And when they come together, boom, you got a huge amount of potential. So I've experimented with this stuff in the past. If you go to the video section of the Faraday Research page, I've had numerous different kinds of configurations on how to extract power from the plasma ball itself by using steel plates. I've done that too. So there are videos way earlier in my video career, you know, so you can check out all the different types of configurations. But this proves that you can extract energy from the air and put it into a capacitor circuit and drive a light or drive whatever you want, charge batteries, whatever you want to do. So it's totally possible and not hard to do at all. So I just wanted to throw this out there. It's kind of a rehash of one of the old experiments I did, but I think it has some interesting implications on, again, how the Tesla one-wire system works. It's just tapping off one wire. So that wire there would be attached to a huge loop antenna up in the sky, as high as you can get it. They're saying it's 120 volts AC static electricity per meter. So you can kind of figure out, if you get it about 10 or 20 meters off the ground, we're talking kilovolts of power. So yeah, it's one way to do it. Or if you're generating enough power, if you can perfect this circuit and generate a lot more power than what I'm getting out here, you might be actually able to loop this back and actually drive the plasma ball, because it runs off of DC power. It's 12 volts. This is plugged in. It's got the a transformer there, so you can run it off an AC appliance. But you could actually cut this, hook it up to a 12-volt battery, and you could run the circuit with the battery. And if you're producing more power through the plasma energy than it's actually taken to run the circuit, well, guess what? You got an over unity device and it's self-running. But a lot of people say, oh, if there's a battery in the circuit, it's not over unity, it's not free energy. It's actually wrong. Battery is a very important part of that circuit. There has to be a storage median. If you have a storage median, the system could always stay ahead of itself. So look at it right now. We're already at 24.7 volts. I'll shut the light off. You can see the brightness of the bulb is quite a bit brighter than what it was earlier. So definitely a very cool little experiment. I've done this before, like I said. You can try it out. Just have a good size capacitor. I've used even the small ceramic capacitors. They're like 15 kVA, but the capacitance is a lot less. So what will happen is the light will go bright really fast, but as soon as you shut it off, the light will pretty much shut off right after you shut off the source. With this, I can shut off the plasma ball. The light will still be lit for quite a bit. So actually, I'm going to do that now just to kind of show you what I mean. So the plasma ball's off and the light is still lit. So now the power is going down slowly. It's discharging, but the light is still there. You still have usable power there. Now you could even hook this up to a capacitor bank and just charge up a DC capacitor bank, or hook it directly up to a car battery and charge a car battery that way. So yeah, very cool experiment. I liked it a lot. Didn't take long to do because I already had all the parts together. I just had to basically hook up the one-wire system, and there you go. So hopefully you guys got something out of this. Hopefully it makes a little bit more sense, a little bit more clear. And we'll see everybody soon. Give me a thumbs up. See you in the next video.